Experienced veteran from Russia faces the charge of two American teenagers. Sarah Hughes, the young New Yorker, who's already recorded a top 5 finish at the World Championships, and California native Sasha Cohen, at 16, the reigning U.S. silver medalist. On the men's side, Yevgeny Plushenko, the defending Grand Prix champion, kicks off his season against American Timothy Gable, who rides in on a wave of momentum after a season-opening upset win that included 3 quad jumps. Meanwhile, the reigning world champs in pairs, Petrova and Tikhonov, look for their first win of the new campaign, and a spirited rivalry continues in ice dance. The short programs from Nations Cup in Germany are next. ESPN welcomes you to the third of 6 events in the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating. From the city of Gelsenkirchen, here in the industrial belt of Western Germany, the Nations Cup competition gets underway. We are inside the arena known as the Emscher Lippe Hall, and the pairs are up first tonight. Here's a look at the overall Grand Prix standings through 2 events, Skate America and Skate Canada. Salé and Pelletier of Canada already have locked up a spot at the Grand Prix final. Berezhnaya, Sigurd-Lidze, along with Shen and Zhao in second place with 9 points apiece. And hi, everybody. I'm Terry Gannon. The swing through Europe begins tonight here in Germany for many of the world's top skaters. From here, it's over to St. Petersburg, Russia, then to Paris before the long plane ride over to Japan to wrap up the Grand Prix series. 6 events in all, and at the end of the series, the top 6 skaters in each discipline move on in mid-February in Tokyo to the Grand Prix final. That's what they're all skating for. A little bit later this evening, we'll have the ladies, the men, and the ice dancers out there. Susie Wynn joins us then, but right now it's pairs. And we welcome in Olympic silver medalist Peter Carruthers. And Peter, in pairs, we've got 2 of the top 3 teams in the world here. Petrova and Tikhonov of Russia, the reigning world champions. Then the always flamboyant team from France, Abitbol and Bernadis.
Well, actually, for world champions, Petrova and Tikhonov, they won all 3 Grand Prix events last year. But recently at Skate Canada, they had a 3rd place finish. So I think they're looking at this competition in Germany as a way of getting back on track once again. For world bronze medalists Abitbol and Bernadis from France, their bronze medal at the Worlds was the first time that a French pair team had won a bronze medal of any kind since 1932. But back up to the Grand Prix finals earlier in the year. There, Sarah fell and chipped a tooth. The team was allowed to reskate, and many thought that was their way of strategizing so that they could have another shot at doing their program without mistakes. Some thought it was really unfair. Then, at the World Championships, supposedly, some kind of an intruder went to Stéphane's room and slashed his arm. So there's always been a lot of chaos and controversy surrounding the French pair team.
And in the Grand Prix, back up to that Grand Prix final, that rule has since been amended. You can't restart your program to get through it without mistakes. You never quite know what to expect when the French team takes the ice.
That's true.
This is the short program, and as always, it's 2 minutes and 40 seconds in length, worth 1/3 of the overall score. And Peter, there are 8 required elements.
And one of the more exciting elements in the pair short program is the backward outside death spiral, where you see the lady's head going close to the ice as she spins around.
We get underway with the team that recently won the bronze medal at Skate America, the first of the Grand Prix events. Tatiana Totmianina and Maxim Marinin of Russia, 6th in the world last season.
This is a team that has always had very strong single skills. In that, I mean their side-by-side triple jumps have usually been very good. And that's exactly what they're going to begin with right here with these side-by-side triple toe loops. And a break in his waist. A little bit of a glitch there. Now this is called a throw triple loop. Timing so important not to throw the lady too much. Nice landing. Hand-to-hand lift, meaning that you have to hold hands with your partner when you lift her.
Tatiana is only 19 years old. Maxim, 23. They live and train in St. Petersburg. They'll be skating at the Cup of Russia in their hometown next in the Grand Prix.
Considering the changes of position in that spin, the unison was very good because there were so many different changes. Harder to do. Here's the backward outside death spiral that I was mentioning, where the force between the lady's arm and the man's arm create the rotation so that you can go around in a circle.
Well, this is a young team that's been very solid the last couple of seasons. A couple of bronze medals at the Russian National Championships, and that's impressive considering you've got Berezhnaya and Sikoridzidze, two-time world champions, and Petrova and Tikhonov, the reigning world champions. They finished behind those two teams the last couple of years. Totmianina and Marinin.
I mentioned that their single skills are very good. He got away with this one. He does not touch down with his foot that's off the ice. It was a broken look. However, there's no deduction there. Just not pretty to look at. And then this is the throw triple loop. Their timing was very good here. Notice how she's able to land with a nice continuous edge.
Now there'll be two sets of marks as always. The first for required elements, the second for presentation. The first set in the 5.4 to 5.5 range.
Well, you have to say they're consistent, very solid, except for 1.54. Judges are right in line.
And of course, as the first to skate, you always leave a lot of room at the top if you're a judge. Presentation marks in the 5.6 to 5.7 range.
Again, it looks like the judges have their range just where they want it.
The short program for Tatiana Totmianina and Maxim Marinin of Russia. The competition continues with the pairs short program from the Nations Cup in Gelsenkirchen, Germany. Back in Gelsenkirchen, Germany, the industrial belt here, but not far out in the countryside, some great old castles not far from the Dutch border. Well, a reminder, we're back with you December 4th. The next stop in the Grand Prix of figure skating will be in St. Petersburg for Cup of Russia. Sarah Hughes, Sasha Cohen, Michael Weiss among the Americans taking on a top international field there. Our coverage of the short programs begins at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Taking the ice now, the 99 U.S. champions, Danielle and Steve Hartsell, competing for the first time in nearly a year. It was last December when Danielle, while practicing a lift, shattered her kneecap. Interrupted a promising career, and it's great to see them back. They may be more excited about this event than anyone here.
Backward outside death spiral. Man must do at least one revolution within his pivot. Side by side triple toe loops and a turnout on the landing for Danielle.
Well, they've talked about what a long road back it has been just to get to this point where they can compete. That year they won the U.S. Championships. They went on to a top 10 finish at the World Championships, but they say they're about 70% back or so right now.
want to try to get those spins closer together. There's too much separation in between them. The spin isn't as impressive to the eye when it's that far apart from your partner. Combination spin, one change of foot. With the tough throw triple sow cow. And considering that they've been off for such a period of time, this is a pretty good comeback for them.
Well, as any athlete will tell you too, when you have a knee injury like that, Danielle has said the toughest part has been mentally knowing every time she goes up in a lift or a throw, having that confidence that she's going to come down correctly and not re-injure that knee. And until you go out and actually compete, you really don't know how that's going to feel. Danielle and Steve Hartsell of the U.S.
Now, she's going to have trouble with this. Watch what happens on the landing. She gets up into the air, completes the jump, but steps out right there. So there'll be a 2/10 deduction. Boy, this is a great way to end the program. A big throw triple sow cow. Last element in the program. Stamina looks good.
And there's Jason Dungeon, the former two-time U.S. national champion, along with Kyoko Ino, one of their coaches. First set of marks now for required elements, 4.7 to 5.0.
Mistake on the side-by-side triple toe loops taking its toll.
And now the marks for presentation, those a little bit higher. So Danielle and Steve Hartsell, the 99 U.S. champs, not quite there yet as they have told us, but it is great to see them back in a good way to get back out on the ice. When we continue from Nations Cup, it's the team that won the Canadian National Championships twice. Kristy and Kris Wirtz skate next. Back at the Nations Cup competition here in Germany, the pair short program underway. Totmianina and Marinin of Russia over Savchenko and Morozov, the youngsters from Ukraine, and then the Hartsells from the U.S., your top three. But here are Kristy and Kris Wirtz from Canada. Twice the national champions. They were squeezed out by Salé and Pelletier, though, last season, and fell from 6th to 10th at the World Championships.
Good side-by-side triple toe loops, having to withdraw from Skate Canada. Kris sustained a shoulder injury, and I talked to him right before this short program. He says he feels better. It's coming, but you can see the stress that the man has with the shoulders. Moves like this, split double twist lift. Upper body very important in pair skating.
Yeah, after withdrawing at Skate Canada, they had to leave right away to come here to Germany to practice and get ready, and they were not sure whether or not they could go.
Press to a star lift. Throw triple sow cow. Nicely done. When they added the throw to the short program, it really made the pair short program a lot more exciting. When I skated back in 1984, there were no throws in the short program, and I think it adds a nice dimension to it. Long time ago, Terry, 1984.
I remember it well, Peter. Other than that, do you think pair skating has really changed all that much since then?
Well, certainly from the demands of single skating within the sport, you've got to do side-by-side triples. That was just starting to come in when I was leaving the sport with my sister in 1984, but you have to be a good single skater as well as a good pair skater to be a good all-around pair skater.
Well, for a team that really struggled at home at Skate Canada, then didn't really know whether they could compete here because of the injury to Kris's shoulder, that's a pretty good short program. They've got to be thrilled.
I saw a lot of improvement in their skating here. Amazing in such a short period of time off that injury to look that good.
And a lot of Canadian fans here in Germany to cheer on the Wirtzes.
Opening up with these side-by-side triple toe loops. As I mentioned, you have to be a good single skater in order to pull these jumps off. Now, this is one of the best backward outside death spirals in the world today. Why? Because her arched back is so good and that head is so low to the ice. Well done.
Her hair is actually touching the ice at that point. That's amazing.
That's right. Big
coaching switch this year. They were always coached by Kris's brother Paul. Now it's Marina Zueva. Required elements 5.2 to 5.4. Marina, by the way, the former choreographer for Gordieva and Grinkov. Presentation marks 5.4 up to 5.6.
Terry, considering that injury, they've done very well in the first part of this competition.
So the Canadians now into second place behind the Russian pair so far. When we continue from Nations Cup, it's the reigning world champions from Russia, Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov. They're up next. Welcome back to the Emscher Lippe Hall here in Gelsenkirchen, Germany. The pairs short program continues at Nations Cup. Right now, Totmianina, Marinin of Russia in the lead over the Wirtzes from Canada. Savchenko, Morozov, the Ukrainian pair in third. But here are the reigning world champions, Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov, trying not to lose any more ground. They came off a disappointing bronze medal at Skate Canada.
Didn't skate badly at Skate Canada, but they didn't quite have the speed that we're used to seeing from these two. So here, if they can attack more, that could serve them well. Side by side, triple toe loops. Right away, a break in the waist for her, hand going down. That's unfortunate. That turning forward on the landing shows lack of control on the throw. Again, you can hear him counting so that she can use that as a reference to keep the spins in unison.
Now, the one positive aspect of the Skate Canada performance in the bronze medal there, it was a non-scoring event for them. Remember, you can skate up to 3 times in this Grand Prix series, but 2 are designated as scoring competitions. This is a scoring competition for them. But they better turn it on.
difficult to keep the pair spin going fast when you're changing positions like this. Showing a lot of variation. Not a very fast spinning combination spin, but for sure, some small mistakes. Look at her face. She knows it. I don't see the greatness from them this year that we saw at the World Championship, certainly last year.
Certainly not the sharpness nor the confidence. And remember, this is the reigning World Championship team. They won every one of their Grand Prix events last season up until the Grand Prix final, where they placed fourth. They won the European Championships last year. They were terrific, the most consistent team out there, but not so far this season.
Here are their side-by-side triple toe loops. Watch her break at the waist and then put the hand down. Judges catch that, and that'll be a 1 2/10 deduction. And then here on the throw triple sow cow, the lady is trying to execute these 3 rotations and then land backwards on one foot on a nice continuous edge. Right there, she flips forward, steps down, and the abrupt motion that takes place in the landing is not good.
How anxious are these moments? After a disappointing performance and waiting for the marks from the judges, here's the first set. 5.2, the low mark, up to 5.5.
Disappointing and disappointing marks for sure. Those mistakes add up, and it just chips away from their base mark, bringing down to 5.2.
Presentation marks now 5.5 up to 5.8. So Petrova and Tikhonov, the reigning world champs, into the lead so far, ahead of their countrymen Totmianina and Marinin, but this was not the performance they were looking for. Up next, the world bronze medalists from France, Sarah Abitbol and Stéphane Bernadis, as Nations Cup continues from Germany. Great opportunity now as we're down to the last pair here in the short program. Petrova and Tikhonov have the lead. 2 Russian teams at the top, then the Wirtzes from Canada. But here are Sarah Abitbol and Stéphane Bernadis from France, the 2000 world bronze medalists.
Russians had trouble with these side-by-side triple toe loops, but they don't. Well executed.
This music composed by Maxim Rodriguez, who is a friend of Philippe Candeloro's and has composed a lot of music for him and a number of French skaters.
What makes that lift so good is the fact that it was so high and he was able to catch her and put her down in a very soft way. Watch the coverage she gets across the ice. Huge height. Very unique position on this lift. Watch her legs in character with the music. Have a nice theme running throughout. You can hear him counting. Last move, the second to last move, the death spiral. Important that she doesn't slip off her edge. Now their pair combination spin. That was very good for them. They completed all of their elements, and again, the style that they showed throughout was good also. So they'll have good marks, I think, for both required elements and presentation.
And you know, Peter, beyond the required elements in figure skating, maybe more than any other sport, sometimes a program ends and you just get a feeling that worked. And it did for Abitbol and Bernadis. They've got to be thrilled with this. Their season debut here at Nations Cup, and a successful one.
She's very strong with this throw triple loop. Look at the concentration she has. She knows she's got to go up in the air about 2.5 feet and then have a good landing. A little bit forward with her front, but not bad. And I like this lift because of the innovation that it has. The bent legs, and then she'll follow through. He'll release to one hand, and again, a different position, but fitting for the music.
Along with their coach now, Stanislav Leonovich, who coached Gordieva and Grinkov to their 88 Olympic pairs gold medal. The marks, you expect very high marks here. 5.6 to 5.8 for required elements.
Good required elements. I think these will go up here because they did have such good presentation.
Yeah, and both sets higher than those of the world champions. So it's Abitbol and Bernadis from France, the world bronze medalists, who have the lead after the short program over Petrova and Tikhonov, the reigning world champs. Then another Russian pair, Totmianina and Marinin, rounds out the top three. And it would be a major upset if the French team could hold off and take the gold medal over the Russians. You can catch the finals of the pairs competition along with the free dance Friday evening over on Lifetime, beginning at 9 o'clock Eastern. We're not done yet, though. When we come back, the men take the ice, including the American silver medalist, Timothy Gable, who is red hot, and Yevgeny Plushenko, the defending Grand Prix champion, among the top men taking the ice when we continue from Germany.